That's why they call it the jungle.
Oh my god.
Hello and welcome to I've Seen Everything, where the name is ironic and the reactions are... Hello there everyone out in ISE land. This is another special day. Thank you for being here with me. We are continuing today the Indiana Jones franchise of films, and we have arrived at the second film, one of the two that I actually have some history with, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. For those of you who don't remember from the first Indiana Jones reaction I did, or maybe you didn't see it, I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. Video games, comic books, novels, and of course the movies, but my history with the movies is a little odd for somebody who grew up on Indiana Jones. I grew up primarily watching Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We had that on video at home. I was able to watch it over and over. Really, the only other Indiana Jones movie I saw growing up was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. We didn't have this one, but it came on TV every so often. I managed to see it. Oddly enough, I did not see Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time until after I saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is very strange. But if you want to see that Raiders of the Lost Ark reaction up in whatever corner, I think that corner, you can go ahead and hit the link for that. But today we are here to watch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. We're going to watch all of them eventually. Another thing notable about this movie: Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and Gremlins are two of the main movies that are the reason that we have a PG-13 rating now in the United States. When this movie came out, it was in a weird middle ground kind of area where they didn't feel like it was quite bad enough for an R rating, so it ended up with a PG rating. Even today, if you made a movie that has the things in it that this movie has, it would not be a PG rating. Little bit of history. This is also the first acting role for Ke Huy Quan. This was the beginning of his career. He actually thanked Steven Spielberg during his speech when he won a Golden Globe for Everything Everywhere All at Once for giving him his first job on this movie. This is also the movie on which Steven Spielberg met the woman he would marry, Kate Capshaw. They're still married, I believe, to this day, who plays Willie Scott in this movie. So anyway, we have spent far too much time already talking about this movie. I've probably had to cut a bunch of this out. Let's get to watching this movie, but before we do, please remember that the full-length watch-along for this movie will be available over on the Patreon, along with full-length watch-alongs for all kinds of other movies, exclusive full-length television watch-alongs. As of the recording of this video, everything posted on the Patreon is free. For the first week, it's available over there, and then they go into their Patreon tiers. So I hope you'll please go over there and have a look. Really appreciate it. And if you'd be so kind as to please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down here. Click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And that is it, folks. That is everything that needs to be said. Let us move forward. Let us watch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Here we go. And we begin the journey, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. For those of you out there that are fans of other Indiana Jones stories, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb video game chronologically takes place right before this movie. So very interesting.
Anything goes.
This part is always interesting too. She just disappears into the smoke, and we just cut away to an entirely different stage that doesn't exist in that club.
Anything goes.
I guess they just wanted some kind of a grand opening. They really tried to put him in a James Bond kind of setup here, didn't they?
This is Willie Scott, Indiana Jones, famous archaeologist.
Were there actually famous archaeologists? I mean, I guess there must have been, like the people who found King Tut's tomb and all that kind of stuff.
Give me what you owe me, or anything goes.
Nice turn of phrase there, Dr. Jones. Well done.
The deal was for the diamond.
Trying to change the payment at the last minute there. Pretty scummy move. That's probably the most fake costume diamond I think I've ever seen.
You bring me no hachi.
Yeah, this was the thing they were going after in the game. I gotta go replay that. It's been a while.
First emperor of Manchu dynasty.
Welcome home, old boy.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust anything I was given to drink in a place like this. Not exactly a friendly place.
What's that?
Antidote.
To what?
The poison you just drank up.
I mean, it is a classic bait and switch. Well, maybe not bait and switch, but a classic trick to pull on someone. He's a real one. He had Indy's back.
Wuhan's an old friend.
What a way to find out you've been shot. That gun did not have a silencer on it.
I followed you on many adventures. The great unknown mystery. I go first, Indy.
Again, I know I keep referring to the game. I'm glad they went back and told the story, because it's kind of messed up to have a companion that was apparently that loyal to him, and we didn't even get to know who he was, really. Yeah, keep laughing, buddy. How much you laughing now?
Where's the diamond?
It really became a signature of Harrison Ford in this role, to find a way to constantly be in peril, but also in a comedic way, in a little bit over his head. Why would she even pick up the antidote? I guess she figured if it's valuable to him, it could be useful to her. Interesting music.
Wow, holy smoke! Crash landing!
He's so young. He's very cute. And a pretty good driver for somebody who can't even technically reach the pedals. Boxes or not. Club Obi-Wan.
Where's the antidote?
I'm not that kind of girl.
He said antidote. Don't get excited.
Oh, I hope you choke.
He's dying. What are you giving him trouble for? These people are about to get more of a ride than they bargained for. That's a funny gag.
Nice try, Lao She.
They had to have it just that way in case you forgot his name. He says the name, closes the door, the name's on the door.
So what are you supposed to be, a lion tamer?
I'm allowing you to tag along.
Making a joke about him carrying a whip. I think if anybody's out of place here, it's likely her.
You haven't been able to take your eyes off me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, didn't struggle to take his eyes off you there, that's for sure.
No one's flying the plane. You know how to fly, don't you?
No. Do you?
I mean, that's quite a lot to deal with, to be woken up and just thrown into a situation like that. Hey, you're not even conscious. Do you know how to fly a plane?
Shorty, get our stuff.
I need to watch a behind the scenes thing. I think I saw something at one point. I need to be reminded how they got this shot. I don't know how else they could have got it. They actually got a shot of people falling out of a plane as a raft inflated. And then landing on a mountain. That's crazy. Very inventive sequence. You're going to be flying in a freight plane from China. You're going to fall out of that plane onto a snowy mountain in an inflatable raft that's inflating, and then off the side of a cliff into a river. It almost strains credibility.
Where are we anyway?
India.
And nicely coming to a stop on the shore there. I do remember this actor watching the thing where they talked about this man knew no English whatsoever. He had Steven Spielberg off camera feeding him his lines. Very ominous scene to join. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere and you got to try to figure out what to do next. Then you see a village full of people suffering. I think some of them try to take Short Round. Yeah, there. Yeah, she tries to take him home with her. To happen upon an entire village whose children have been stolen from them. How much more horrific of a tragedy can there be?
Estute, thank you.
I can't eat this.
That's more food than these people eat in a week.
I'm sorry. You can have it.
You know, it doesn't hold up very well, the kind of entitled, privileged, arrogant person who is refusing the generosity of people who have almost nothing to give. Ooh, gross. You didn't have to eat it like that. Jeez.
You will stop at Bangkok.
Yeah, he's off to the side there.
Then, like monsoon, it moves darkness over whole country.
For somebody who doesn't speak English, he did an amazing job executing this moment and the kind of emotion of it. Even Steven Spielberg was talking about it.
Took Sivalinga from our village.
Sacred stone from a shrine that protects the village.
I mean, the stone being powerful likely was protecting them. It was something they had that was of value that people were probably afraid of to some degree.
We pray to Shiva to help us find the stone.
Oh, I never picked up on that. They believe that their god that they were praying to is the reason that the plane crashed and Indy was delivered to them to help them.
The men went out to fight the fire. When they came back, the women were crying in the darkness. Children. He says they stole their children.
Jesus. The very effective way to tell the story in that Indy's saying it, but he's just sitting there translating as the guy is relaying it to him. He understands the language. And the line, they stole their children. If that doesn't pack an incredible emotional punch, I don't know what does. And again, this idea that we start off in a place very much focused around profit, around Indy doing something that's going to profit him financially, or Willie doing something that's going to profit her financially. And then you end up here. And just the human outcry for this horrible thing that's happened to them. Profit goes away. It has to. Please help. This is a human tragedy. Her son came back, and I think he died. Oh, he's okay. He's making sound. Maybe she can nurse him back to health. I didn't remember the thing about. I mean, it's a whole village of children being kidnapped, so you would imagine so. Or I can't remember it packing that much of an emotional punch. Maybe I didn't understand it or fully understand it when I was young. I don't know if I remember there being people out there that didn't like this one very much, but I fully disagree. I think. Unless it takes some kind of weird turn that I don't remember.
Many other children still there. What we do, Dr. Jones?
Come on, Indy. You know what you got to do. Can't leave him there.
I think that somebody believes the good luck rock from this village is one of the lost Shankara stones.
What is Sankara?
Fortune and glory, kid.
Well, maybe it is for profit to some degree. There'd be an archaeological find for him. Still, a whole village of children have been kidnapped. I think that also takes priority. It's one of the things I love in this movie also that I always wanted to see explored more is the relationship between Indy and Short Round. Very much like a father-son relationship almost, you know?
I can't go to Pankot. I'm a singer. Oh, I need to call my agent. Is there a phone? Anybody?
Nobody cares, Willie. Nobody cares about your agent. Nobody cares that you're a singer. Nobody cares about your fancy clothes. Nobody cares. She's just supposed to be the fish out of water character to help provide comedy. I understand. But I wish that they had given her more than that one note to play. I forgot about her putting the perfume on the elephant.
You know what you really need? You really need a bath.
I think the elephant's happy being dirty and, you know, in nature. Doesn't want your perfume. That very funny line is, I think, something they had him say in Goonies, too. This is a character model we saw a lot in the 80s, I feel like.
I think we'll camp here tonight.
I'm fancy. I'm not used to any outdoor stuff. Get me to where there's fancy restaurants and shopping and all this other stuff. Trappings of materialism.
The biggest trouble with her is the noise.
I agree. That has been the biggest trouble so far.
Hey, you cheat, Dr. Jones. You cheat. You the fool car.
I love how she's encountering all these things she's terrified of.
I'm very little. You cheat very big.
It's adorable. And then they start arguing in different languages. Or in Chinese, rather.
The entire place is crawling with living things.
That's why they call it the jungle.
Yeah, where do you think you are? That's where the Guns N' Roses song came in from. Welcome to the jungle.
Willie is my professional name, Indiana.
Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
Even Short Round comes to Andy's defense. You will show him the respect he deserves.
Dr. Jones, I'd be safer sleeping with a snake.
Funny you should mention that. Also one of the few things Indy actually gets freaked out by.
I hate that elephant.
That was a funny comedic turn. Indy's fine with everything, but you find a snake, things change pretty quickly. I imagine we're finding altars and monuments to evil, at least within this religion. Probably the equivalent of like witchcraft or something like that. Blasphemy. Certainly threatening things with human sacrifice and blood and all of it.
Don't come up here.
Yeah. And freaked out. They're like, I can't go any further than this. I mean, I don't really blame them.
They're stealing our rides!
We walk from here.
They're not stealing your ride. Those they're elephants. They let you use them. Imagine a time where all of this was heavily populated and it's all pretty much abandoned at this point.
This is Miss Scott. This is Mr. Round.
Short round.
Short Round. That's almost as funny as them calling him Mr. Round.
I'm Chatar Lal, Prime Minister to His Highness the Maharaja of Pankot. I'm enchanted.
Thank you very much.
She's just looking for anything that she recognizes as civilization or anybody who has wealth, essentially. Indy, on the other hand, is trying to solve a mystery. Indy had that suit and bow tie in his pack. Quite a change from his other attire.
I do hope, sir, that it's not inconvenient to you. Well,
He looks familiar to me, too. I can't remember from where. Shining? Is he in The Shining?
I think the Maharaja is swimming in loot. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea coming here after all.
I guess that is kind of her angle. She's kind of a con woman. She talked about how her father or her uncle was a magician, too, like kind of working in entertainment, looking for their next, like, kind of opportunity kind of thing.
His Highness has not yet taken a wife.
He hasn't found the right woman.
Yeah, Willie, I don't think it's that the Maharaja hasn't found the right woman. I think it's that the Maharaja is a child.
Maybe he liked older women.
They gave him some great comedic lines in this movie.
ah, sneak, surprise.
Time for Willie to freak out over the food.
What's the surprise?
I mean, I don't know if I would be down for snakes with eels crawling out of them, but
You know perfectly well that Huggy cult has been dead for nearly a century.
yeah, they've dead for centuries, or they're downstairs. One of the two.
Village stories, Dr. Jones. They're just fear and folklore.
This guy's not a terribly good liar, especially considering he's, actively part of these rituals downstairs.
Give me your hat. Why? I'm going to puke in it.
Yeah, the food in the village doesn't look too bad now, does it?
In our country, it's not usual for a guest to insult his host.
Thought we were talking about folklore.
Yeah, he caught you in that one. If we're talking about folklore that's long dead, how is that an insult to the host?
I'm ashamed of what happened here. This will never happen again in my kingdom.
If I offended you, then I am sorry.
I mean, he had that defense at the ready, but also, I need to remember that part. I was going to say he's just lying directly to his face, but presumably he's under some kind of spell right now.
Chilled a monkey brain.
Yeah, this is the one everyone remembers. That's pretty gross. Only other place I ever saw that mentioned was Clue, Monkey's Brains.
I think I'll check on Willie.
That's all you better do.
That's all you better do. Don't be creepy, Shorty.
There's nothing you have that I could possibly want.
Incorrect. Something he has that you want very much.
Oh,
Food that you actually recognize.
oh, you're a very nice man. Maybe you could be my palace slave.
How is that a nice thing? Don't really understand that one.
Shock you?
Nothing shocks me. I'm a scientist.
I mean, that is a pretty good line to use.
As a scientist, I don't want to prejudice my experiment.
I'm not that easy.
I'm not that easy either.
I'm not saying anything about how easy people were, but you were just kind of... I feel like you were pretty ready a moment ago.
5 minutes. You'll be back over here in 5 minutes.
I'll be asleep in 5 minutes.
5.
See, this is the funny part. I don't even know if she is that interested in him. It's just her ego. She can't handle the idea that she's not devastatingly attractive to every man around her. And apparently she's not wrong.
I believe I'm not going.
Yeah, having somebody try to kill you in your room could really kind of kill the mood. You know what I mean?
The night I slipped right through your finger!
You know, Willie, people are trying to sleep, and other people are, fighting for their lives. Unlucky turn, buddy. Yikes. I mean, to be fair, that's not Indy's fault. You can't pin that on him.
Oh, be gentle with me.
Yeah, he really looks like he's in the mood. Where's the wind coming from? Perhaps behind the statue.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he was passing you up for a statue. That would really hurt her ego.
Do not.
Same illustration.
Shorty, go get our stuff.
Shorty's been with Indy for a while, ready to bounce in a moment's notice.
Stay behind me, short round. Step where I step. Don't touch anything.
Yeah. Just pretty immediately didn't listen to you. Feels like that's what happens every time you tell somebody not to touch anything. Willie, quit filling up the statue. I don't think you want to find another corridor. I don't know what you're doing.
Something on the ground.
Feel I step on fortune cookies.
Those fortune cookies are moving, and I don't think they taste as good. Yep.
That's no cookies.
It's alright, I got it.
It is kind of amazing how completely unafraid he is of so many things, and then he's petrified of snakes. But I guess that's how fears work.
Stand up against the wall, will you?
Why does it always have to be on the one bad spot? I mean, short round, you need to look where you're standing next time. He did just do what he said.
We're in trouble! Trouble? What sort of...
Yeah, that sort of trouble. So, you know, get a move on, please. Spiked roof coming down to crush him here.
Hurry! I've almost had enough of you two!
Almost, huh? Well, you're really gonna hate the bugs then.
Broken nail.
I mean, they are kind of lucky she didn't pass out.
A handle that opens the door! Go on!
It does seem like they could stand back by the door and the thing wouldn't crush them. But that doesn't help our scene, so let's ignore that.
I can't do it.
We are going to die!
I mean, if you're afraid of bugs, this is pretty horrible. They really go all out on it. There you go. Right at the last minute. Abort, abort. Door's open. And she restarts it. Better move. This time there's no way out but forward. Hat. People just gotta watch what part of the wall they're touching. There's only this one button. How does everyone keep hitting the same spot? It's almost like it's written that way. Thuggy cult is long dead, huh? They look like it. It's not like they're actively holding a ritual at this moment.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Nobody's seen this for 100 years.
Yeah, so not only is it happening, but the people who denied it was happening are right there and part of it. Yep. This is the part. This is the part where people look at each other and like, this is a PG movie? How many kids had nightmares for years because of this movie? Yeah, I mean, it does look pretty fake now, but still. Looks real enough. And the implication that he ripped out someone's heart.
Still alive.
The one thing I don't understand, I don't know if they ever clarify, did he volunteer for this or was he just somebody they forced into this, like a prisoner or something? Like, is he a true believer who volunteered as a sacrifice? He doesn't appear to be so. Whether he volunteered or not, I bet he's rethinking it right about now. Yeah, Thuggy Cult's dead, huh? I don't know if I believe that. Just a feeling I get. Maybe they're, you know, sacrificing people in the basement here. And worshipping the Shankari stones.
Why they glow like that?
When the rocks are brought together, the diamonds inside them will glow.
Diamonds?
Diamonds.
All she heard were diamonds. She just saw a guy sacrificed, heart ripped out, and all she cares about are diamonds. I wouldn't care about all the diamonds in the world at that point.
I'm not leaving here without the stones.
You could get killed chasing after your damn fortune and glory.
I mean, he wants to get the stones while he has a chance, but also he doesn't have exactly have a way out of there plotted out yet. Although I guess one problem at a time. Whip comes in handy more than you think. You have plenty of time to look at him later, Indy. Yeah. Almost forgot what he came here for. That there's children that have been kidnapped. An entire village worth, at least.
Where's he going?
That, I didn't remember that, and I should have. That'll freak you out. Yep. Now we know where the children were taken. Why specifically children, I wonder? Just for the outrage in the story, or was there a specific reason? I can't remember. Yeah, maybe just the outrage. Nothing will get people against you quicker than brutally abusing children. Yeah, I don't feel like you're leaving soon, Indy.
The black sleep of the Kalima.
What is that?
We become like them, like a nightmare. You drink blood, you not wake up from nightmare.
So mind controlling everybody with this blood of the Kalima. I don't know if I completely remembered that part. I knew that there were people under some kind of a spell or there was some kind of mind control, but...
There were 5 stones in the beginning. Over the centuries, they were dispersed.
So that's what you've got these slaves digging for, huh?
Oh. I didn't remember that that was part of why they had a mine running. That they were looking for the remaining 2 stones. Yeah. There you go. Short Round's always looking out for him. Shorty's got a lot of spirit. I don't know if he's enough to take them out. The indignity of being whipped with his own whip. It is a considerably darker tone, a darker turn that they've taken with this story than the previous one. I didn't remember this part. I didn't remember us getting to see this sequence as it takes him over, powerless to resist any longer. And then all was quiet. Indy's not home anymore. That's a bit terrifying. Talk about a crisis. You have your hero completely taken over by mind control, and his sidekick chained in a mine with all these other children. I wonder why they didn't make him drink it. Ultimately, it's kind of what ends up saving the day, is that they didn't.
We pledge our devotion to her with an offering of flesh.
Things have changed a bit since dinner, haven't they, Prime Minister? This thuggy cult that's not supposed to exist.
I'm not gonna have anything nice to say about this place. Indy! For God's sakes, help me! What?
Even the most shallow characters, I feel like, still have to have a moment where you finally see a real person. I think that's what's missing, really. Made short work of that. Never underestimate Short Round. I think what he's doing is proving how under their control he is. Something about that slow turn and the blank stare. Very, very menacing. Short Round's the hero now. We're following him. Yeah. I don't think you can climb as fast as he can. He's amazing in this for it being his first role, for sure. Something this physical and involved. Boom. 2 birds with 1 stone. Threw that guy off and got his way up to the rope. Ke Huy Quan, action hero from day 1. That definitely didn't come out of her. That's a heartbreaking moment. Indy can't turn against Short Round. Come on.
Indy, I love you. Wake up, Indy! Wake up!
Not normally something you say before you burn somebody, but in this situation, exceptions need to be made. Come on, Indy.
I'm all right, kid.
It's a lot of trust in that moment. You're holding him over a pit. All right, Indy. We got a lot of ground to cover and not very much time. See, Kali got her sacrifice. There you go. Now bring Willie back up. Short Round just over there shadow boxing. Maniacal laughter as he just disappears into a trapdoor. Like a haunted house almost. Again, 2 birds. Took him out and saved her. I do think Willie deserves a vacation after this. She's gotten almost dropped into a volcano twice. I mean, after the whole thing falling out of the plane and everything, too.
Willie, wake up!
I mean, that is fair. Last time, you strapped her into this thing to lower her into the lava. You see? We never see this relationship again after this movie. That's not acceptable.
I'm sorry, kid.
Now let's get out of here.
Right. All of us.
We have a whole mine full of children to save, who apparently just now realize that they outnumber their captors. Okay, he can only open so many locks at once. Let's get an organized line. We'll get to everybody one at a time. Okay. Now this, coming up, and I'll let you know when. This fight was the one that messed me up the most as a kid with this movie. Ah, I forgot. Yeah, this is where short round is definitely necessary. Indy's already fighting a guy almost twice his size, and then he's got a voodoo doll getting stabbed on top of everything. Right here, for whatever reason, this part messed me up as a kid. I always thought this was so much bloodier and gruesome than it was. Yeah, that kid's enjoying stabbing that doll a little too much. I think he needs some help. Go wake him up, shorty. Okay, Harrison, this guy's going to be beating you up. Act like you're getting stabbed at the same time. Give us stabbed in the back. That's what we're looking for here. Boom. No steamroller for Indy. Ooh. the cross cut of both of them hitting the people they're fighting. That moment of panic of him being caught. It's strange the things that stick with you when you're a kid, as far as stuff you're afraid of. But this moment, I remember that being so much more bloody and just gruesome as a kid. I mean, it's not a non-gruesome moment, but still, there wasn't that much blood. Well, Shorty saved the Maharaja, woke him up.
Quit fooling around with that kid! Get down that cart!
Hey, the kid is still the Maharaja.
You must take the left tunnel. Thank you.
See, without that kid, you wouldn't know what tunnel to take, Andy. Short round just took on like 6 different guys. Jeez. I want Shorty on my team. He doesn't play around. I guess nothing's over as long as the Molo Ram's still alive. That is a cool stunt. Climb up the bad guy hanging off the back of the cart. Now, I really think they missed the boat not having a roller coaster based on this scene somewhere at some point. They at least didn't at Disneyland. I don't know if they had it anywhere else. This whole scene is like an advertisement for it. Just completely model it on this scene. Maybe not quite this wild. You can't have people almost flying off the tracks and having beams this close to their head. Oop. No? I thought they knocked it aside, but it's going to get him. Much like the rhythm, it's going to get him. And boom. How many different cars of villains do we have chasing our heroes, I wonder? Every time you knock one off, it seems like another one shows up again. Ah, that's right. I forgot. That's what caused the flood. Switch track. Hey, come on. Stay in one car at a time, short round. Hey, Willie got one. Willie got 3, thereabouts. Nice shot. Yeah, that's about the moment that you wonder if he did the right thing. Ignoring the fact that he's willingly killing his own guys here, too. Not generally what they're designed for. Got the hot foot there.
Water! 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 Water!
You asked for it, Indy. To be fair, you didn't specifically say how much. So they just decided to send it all to you. Go toward the light, Dr. Jones. Go toward the light. Quickly. I don't know how stable where you're standing is. Hold on tight to something. Jeez. Maybe don't jump on it, Shorty. Not the best strategy.
Not very funny.
Not very funny. I agree. Nope. Thought we were going to have a repeat of last movie. Still got the whip. And now a sword. A lot more swords. Run away. Run away. You run all the way across that bridge just to run right into the main villain.
Let her go! Drop them, Dr. Jones! They will be found!
I mean, it's hard to argue with that, Andy. You have no leverage anymore.
Shorty, Chao Chi, Latsu Tsangza.
Yeah, plan takes shape. Not a great plan, but still a plan.
Hello, lady, we going for a ride.
Oh my god!
I mean, at this point, what is your other option? They're just going to kill all of you anyway.
Prepare to meet Kali in hell. Oh! What are you doing?
I think you can see what he's doing. Maybe you shouldn't have gone on a bridge with a crazy man. And again, even this freaked me out as a kid with the crocodiles. It's just shots of crocodiles with stuff they threw in there for them and sound effects put over it. But that was more than enough as a kid. This is not the time to rip out someone's heart, Molaram. It's not time for a ritual. Indy's got that look like, geez, dude tried to rip out my heart on the side of a mountain. How do you work for a guy or fight for a guy that's willing to throw you off to some crocodiles like that? Oh, is what he's saying make them burst into flames? I never understood what caused that. Yeah, I guess it is. You have been judged, Molaram, as a heretic, and now crocodile food. Those guys are horrible shots. There's like 25 of them, none of them hit him. Yeah, the ones in the back are like, hey, I'm getting out of here. Nope, too late. How many times does Indy barely make it back over a cliff with his life? I mean, maybe go help him instead of just laughing at him. The whole thing breaks and he falls. The place already looks like it's doing better. Indy returns with a sacred stone and a whole bunch of children. There you go. Whole bunch of children. Glad to be out of the mines. There could hardly be a more joyous scene.
We know you are coming back when life returned to our village.
Oh, I get it. When the Thuggy cult was disbanded, the curse on their village was lifted. That makes sense.
You can see the magic.
I understand its power now.
It's too bad he couldn't bring them all three. It would have really helped their village.
You could have kept it.
What for? They'd just put it in a museum. It'd be another rock collecting dust.
This is actually probably the best of these movies as far as that's concerned, because he actually brought the sacred item back to the people who should have it.
I'm going home to Missouri where they never feed you snakes before ripping your heart out and lowering you in the hot pit.
Hey, it's not Indy's fault that you ended up in this situation. He didn't ask you to come with him. And I believe you're the one who left Missouri to begin with. Nice shot. Short Round's bringing home the baby elephant. Going to America with Indy. That's cute. It's a cute way to end the movie. And that's it. Probably one of the happier endings to an Indiana Jones movie, I think. Which you would not have thought from some of the dark places this movie went. But anyway, let's go to the wrap-up. Well, what do you say about a classic? That's what I say. I'm really surprised when I watch back through these movies, but also when I hear other people my age and, you know, different age groups and stuff talk about these movies. I come to find that there are people who didn't like some of these sequels. Not just in Indiana Jones, but in other franchises. There are people who didn't like the other Back to the Future movies. There are people who didn't like the second Karate Kid movie, things like that. I mean, I loved all these movies growing up, and I loved this movie growing up. Very different, well, I shouldn't even say a very different tone, somewhat of a different tone from Raiders of the Lost Ark for sure. definitely went to some darker places, I feel like. Scarier movie, especially for young and impressionable kids who were watching this. I was one. But very effectively done. A great entry to the franchise, I believe. Just another good Indiana Jones story. And again, I feel like ultimately where it ended up, it wasn't Indy trying to find an ancient artifact to bring back to a museum. And in some of those situations, I'm sure that that's fine if there are places, if these artifacts are in places they're not supposed to be. There is something, again, through modern sensibilities, if you're going and taking an ancient relic from a place and a culture that it belongs to bring to your museum, then yeah, that's, people talk about him being a grave robber or whatever else. Yeah, that could definitely be seen that way if that's what you're doing. So I don't know how much care they took in these stories to make sure that wasn't what he was doing. In the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, it certainly kind of looked like that. Like the little golden statue probably should have been left where it was. But in this one, he's actually returning a sacred object to a tribe or to a village of people that should have it, and also liberating their entire village full of children from slavery in a mine. So there's not much bad about that part of the story. I don't really have much to say about this movie other than it's just a classic. I remember watching it. I remember being scared of it, especially that part where the kind of thuggy lieutenant, the big guy, went under like the kind of rock crusher thing. But again, the difference of a child's mind, it seems so much more gruesome and so much more bloody. Probably the way he really sold it about panic and being dragged under the thing. But then it's just that little bit of blood that comes up over the top. Again, still a gruesome idea, but nowhere near as horrific as I remembered it. The thing I do want to make a point about here, and I'm going to take this opportunity to make my argument. I've talked about this other places. I keep wanting to write an article about this, that if I ever do, it'll go up on my Substack. Go ahead and check out the Substack if you haven't. The link is in the description. Everything I put out goes up there. There is debate, especially among people my age who have nostalgia for things like the Indiana Jones movies, about whether you make more, how you proceed. I have kind of a different perspective on it. I'm kind of critical of other people my age and some of their unrealistic expectations for something like this. The next movie we're going to watch in this series is, of course, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That is the third and final movie of the original trilogy. And that is where this whole thing was supposed to end. That's where Steven Spielberg intended for it to end. They actually ride off into the sunset at the end of that movie. And he specifically said that that's why. But then it was the fans that were the reason that more movies happened. Everywhere they went, every interview, all this stuff, Harrison Ford, Steven Spielberg, all these people that were involved, they kept getting asked, when are you going to do another movie? When are you going to do another movie? And so they tried to do another movie. And there's a difference between the people who are fans and love these things and the people who created them as far as what their visions are for what these stories are, what the inspirations of the stories are, that kind of thing. People didn't like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I liked it. I'm not going to say I loved it, but I liked it. People didn't like Dial of Destiny that much. I liked that too. Different tones for sure, but there's also an argument that they should have stopped at the end of Last Crusade, but the fans who wouldn't quit asking for more movies are the reason they didn't. So you can't have it both ways. All of that to say this, and I'll certainly talk about that more when I watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull out here too, but all of that to say this. There has been this question about what happens with the Indiana Jones franchise going forward, if anything. The Indiana Jones series, the movie series in particular. I think that there have been people who, they brought Harrison Ford back out for 2 more movies. I think everyone kind of agrees, including Harrison Ford, that he's done. And I think that's the way it needs to be. There have been people who have talked about recasting, all of this. I don't think that's what should happen. I think they should let that go. I think they should let Indiana Jones as the lead titular character of further movies. I think they need to let that idea go. And all of this is just my opinion. I think there's plenty of places for Indy to live on. Indy has had a great run in comics. I hope they keep going with that. They've had novels. They've had video games, and they just released another one, or released the first game in a new series, what I hope will be a new series that will go on for a long time at Bethesda Games. They were just released in the last couple of years. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's the only Indiana Jones game with an original story that I haven't got a chance to play yet. I'm definitely going to, though. I think that's a great place for the character to live on. But if they did want to continue in some capacity, and this is my argument for it, a spin-off, either movies, television show on Disney Plus, something. Ke Huy Quan. He started off, this is his first role. He is a beloved and established part of the Indiana Jones franchise. He's only recently come back into acting. He won an Academy Award. He has shown the capacity to be an incredible dramatic actor, an incredible comedic actor, He is a stunt coordinator. He has every bit of the physical capability to do everything you see Harrison Ford do in these movies. The physical ability, the comedic ability, the dramatic ability, all of it. Now, I'm not saying I want him to come out and be some version of Indiana Jones. No. I want to see an adult version of Short Round. I want to know what happened. Again, this was a wonderful relationship between these two characters, and then we just never saw him again. Now, I don't know if Short Round showed up somewhere else in the extended universe. I never saw him anywhere else. But we just never saw him again. We get to Last Crusade, there's never any mention. What happened to Short Round? To catch up with him as an adult, what's going on? Where is he? What is his life now? What was it that separated him and Indy from each other? All of that. I would love to have answers to those questions. I would love to see that story. Again, I don't want him to come out and try to be some facsimile of Indiana Jones, but to be his own version, like adult version of that character, could still be a very entertaining and interesting story to watch. And it would be a wonderful way not to continue the character of Indiana Jones, but to continue this universe with a character who is already established in it and beloved in it, and to go all kinds of places and do all kinds of things, and even though he would not be the star, to still get to have that moment on screen at some point where Indy and Short Round reunite. And we get to have maybe some of the answers to those questions. We get to have maybe some reconciliation of that relationship. It could be a cameo, it could be a supporting role, whatever. I would love to see it. And I think he is absolutely the best candidate to do something like that. And I think they are crazy. Disney is crazy. Anybody in charge of making decisions about this type of stuff is crazy if they leave this idea on the table and don't do something with it. I can't be the only one who's thought of this, but I would really love to see something like that, and I really hope that they do it. And also, it was really heartwarming to see that moment where they were both out promoting their own movies and they happened to meet backstage, and we got that picture that was the reunion of Indy and Short Round together backstage, I think at like D23 or something. But anyway, I'm losing my voice. What can you say about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? I have always loved this movie. I haven't gotten to watch it all the way through in quite a while, so I really enjoyed this today, and I'm glad to have you here along with me for this. These are ones that have always been fun. My daughter, actually, I think was the one that really loved these movies, watching them with me when she was growing up, and we had multiple times before Dial of Destiny was out where we sat and watched all of them like all in one day. They're wonderful and treasured memories for me with my daughter. Tell me some of your Indiana Jones memories. I'd love to hear them. Part of the reason I like to watch stuff like this out here is I want to share what my history with some of this stuff is, but I want to hear some of your history too. Did you get to go see these in the theater? When did you first experience these movies? Under what circumstances? What are some of your fun memories around the Indiana Jones movies? Anyway, I think I've said more than enough. I'm really going to have to edit this down for the YouTube edit. I'm looking forward to continuing on with this franchise and some of the other movies we're watching out here. Before we get out of here, if you'd be so kind, please make sure to go ahead and check out the Patreon. Again, the full-length watch-along to this movie is already up and available over there. As of the recording of this video, everything on the Patreon is available for free for the first week that it's put up over there, and then that goes into its Patreon tier. So go over there and have a look. I really appreciate it. And if you'd be so kind, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down here. Click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. Thank you for watching this with me here today. I very much enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.